Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and yeah, the next 8 cars in the car pass, or so over 8 weeks, have been revealed on the game. It's been updated recently, and yeah, they're in addition to the 3 cars that we've already reviewed and seen before: the Subaru STI S209, the Renault 8 Gordini, and the Mercury Cyclone Spoiler. 3 fantastic cars, and it looks like the car pass is just going to get even better, quite frankly. So yeah, let's look at the first one, the Ferrari J50, which yeah, looks like it's got the 3.9 litres turbocharged V8 that we've seen in the likes of the California and the Portofino, and yeah, but it's got way more power. It looks pretty damn good, and yeah, it doesn't really weigh anything. Then we've got the Ferrari Monza SP2. This is one of those, you know, those exclusive high-end cars that don't have a roof. Lamborghini did it with the Aventador J, and there've been other ones as well. But again, even more power than in the J50 there, as you can see. A little bit less in the way of torque and more in the way of weight, but yeah, still looks like it'll be a formidable car. These are the stats, by the way, for the J50. So yeah, handling and braking and launch are all stellar. Speed is great. Acceleration a little bit down, but it is a rear-wheel drive only car with nearly 700 horsepower. That's no surprise. And yeah, no doubt that the off-road is as bad as that. And yeah, the Monza is even worse in terms of off-roading, but and acceleration, weirdly enough, as well as launch and handling and braking. But the top speed is better, no doubt about that, with the extra power. But yeah, surprised that the other stats are as low as they are. Then probably what's going to be my favourite car out of these next 8 is the Lamborghini Espada 400 GT. Now this was a 2+2 car, so you can get plenty of people inside it for what is a Lamborghini. But it's also got a 3.9 litre V12 naturally aspirated engine, 350 horsepower, so yeah, it's going to be pretty damn good. And I say that as a fan of the Lamborghini Miura S that was in the previous Forza Horizon game, which unfortunately is not in this game, but this is pretty much similar to that car, though this does have a little bit less in the way of horsepower and torque, but it does also have about 300 pounds less in the way of weight. So yeah, this should be pretty damn good, and yeah, I really do like my Lamborghinis, and especially of old, and yeah, we've never had the Espada before, just like we've never had the previous 5 vehicles in the car pass so far. So yeah, it's nice to have at least a new Lamborghini that we never had before. Speaking of which, we now also have the Huracan Evo, which recently got a review on Top Gear, and Chris Harris loved the hell out of it, despite the fact it doesn't really have any more power than standard. But it's more about the the handling and the driving and the whole the feel of the driving as well, because it's only got rear-wheel drive. It's got a completely naturally aspirated V10. And yeah, as you can see by the handling and the braking, it's great, and the launch is superb as well, despite the fact it's only rear-wheel drive now, and the speed is pretty good as well. So yeah, really looking forward to driving that, because I'm not a massive fan of the standard Huracan. I think I like the Performante, I think it was called, but yeah, never liked the standard one all that much. Pretty much the same with the Gallardo in that regard. And then we also have the Jaguar XJ13. Now this was a one-off racing prototype. But still, I love the look of it. It kind of reminds me of an Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale, I think it was called, also from the 60s. But yeah, it's got a 502 horsepower, 5 litre naturally aspirated V12 engine, and yeah, it only weighs 2,557 pounds. So that is going to be absolutely wicked to drive, hopefully. But yeah, it's a shame that it only got the one-off going for it. But a car that didn't have the one-off going for it was the Jaguar XJ220S TWR. Now TWR was a racing team and an engineering firm. Worked with Jaguar to make Jaguar Sport, and yeah, came up with this. Don't know why the launch is so bad, but probably because it's got something to do with having 680 horsepower from 1993 and only weighing that amount is, yeah, kind of ridiculous. But yeah, handling and braking is great for such an old car, and yeah, the speed is also superb as well, despite that massive rear wing going on the back. So yeah, really looking forward to driving that. It'll be the 3rd version of the XJ that we've had on this game now, with the standard XJ220, then the XJ15 I think it's called, and then obviously this. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what it's like in comparison to those. Then the third Ferrari, the FXXK Evo, which, as you can see, handling and braking is mental. Pretty much all the stats are outside of the off-road one, and yeah, no surprise when it's got 1,036 horsepower, only weighs 2,800 pounds, and yeah, is rear-wheel drive and has such a large V12 engine. Pretty sure that's the hybrid FXK. Pretty sure it's a hybrid, but yes, either way, sensational looking car in terms of its stats. Even if I'm not a massive fan of supercars in general, or hypercars, but yeah, still can definitely respect something like that. And finally, we have the Audi Tt Rs. Not the most bang up to date Audi TT by any means, but still 400 horsepower out of a 2.5 litre turbocharged 5-cylinder is not bad at all. At least I presume that's the engine size that it's got. I have not researched much of these, but yeah, still only weighs 3,306 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and as you can see by the stats, it's hardly a slouch. Handling, acceleration, launch, and speed are all good. Surprised the braking isn't better, given that it's a more modern car and it's not obviously got that much in the way of weight. But yeah, still looking forward to driving that, as that is a lot of power in such a obviously small car in a small engine. So yeah, that's the next 8 weeks of cars, and yeah, we're really looking forward to driving them. We'll have the Ferrari J50 in a few days time, which yeah, I'm looking forward to driving all of these, to be honest. None of these seem like a car that's going to be a disappointment to drive, but the main ones I'm looking forward to driving are the J50, the Lamborghini Espada, the Huracan Evo, and the Jaguar XJ13, closely followed by the XJ220S, the Audi Tt Rs even, and yeah, then the Monza. Not ecstatic about the FXX, purely because it's, you know, just looks like a hypercar in a lot of ways. It's just going to be something that can do high rates of speed and handling and not much else, but yeah, still, all of them are going to be cars I'm going to enjoy driving to some degree, and yeah, they're all going to offer up something for everyone in this game as well, which is, at the end of the day, what the car pass should be about. But yeah, can't exactly hide how ecstatic I am about the Espada being in, because, like I said, love the Yamaha. Really sad about that not being in this game, but this should hopefully fill that gap. But yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.